Through the years, a lot of celebrities, or those celebrity adjacent, have been mysteriously taken down, whether figuratively or literally. And though sometimes narratives have been released that point to anything from weird car incidents, substance issues, random encounters with serial maniacs, unexplained accidents, or uninvestigated self inflictions, the so called explanations are varied. But most of the time, the public is left with more questions than answers. As was the case when the always dancing, encouraging, happy family man, Stephen Laurel Boss, affectionately known worldwide as DJ Twitch from The Ellen Show, went missing the morning of December 12, 2022, one day after celebrating his 9-year wedding anniversary, and was found the very next day in a motel shower just 15 minutes away from his home, with only a towel wrapped around his neck, while his clothes sat neatly folded in the bedroom. And ever since the world was made aware of DJ Twitch's passing, his surviving widow has been making moves that have caused a lot of people to wonder what really happened to DJ Twitch. Because even if you don't find it odd that a devoted wife would immediately believe that the loving, loyal husband, who she said had no previous self-harm ideations or mental health issues, would choose to, out of the blue, leave his family, or that his wife failed to report him missing for over 24 hours, or that within 48 hours of his passing, she allegedly removed his last name from her social media accounts and hired a defense attorney, or forced Stephen's mother to sign an NDA to see her son one final time, or that she removed her wedding rings within 2 months, or started dating less than a year after he passed, before implying that yet another new man made her feel like she was falling in love for the very first time, and that it felt like they had loved each other through 3 lifetimes, and that with this new man, she was finally able to embrace her feminine side. Even if you don't find any of that suspicious, her latest actions amount to not only a betrayal of her late husband, but also of his children, and make it all too obvious that now even his legacy is being offered as a sacrifice for someone else's elevation. Because in preparation for her new book release, Allison has given People magazine an exclusive interview where she not only revealed allegedly traumatic personal details from his private journal, but also said that even though she never saw Stephen consume any substances other than MJ, weeks after what has to be one of the shortest police investigations on record, she and a friend of hers were looking for a suit for Stephen's final viewing when they allegedly found a cornucopia of illegal substances in a shoebox, including mushrooms, pills, and substances Allison allegedly couldn't even name without Google. So even if we were to just completely disregard the fact that Allison never saw DJ Twitch with any of these substances, or disregard the fact that in interviews since his passing, Allison has stated that several people have been in and out of her house on a continual basis since his passing, or disregard Allison's own manic behavior on a recently released phone call with a longtime friend of Stephen's, where she ranted that she would force his mother to sign an NDA again and again every single day of her life if she had to. Even disregarding all of that, there is no way that anyone could disregard the medical examiner's report that stated that no substances of any kind were found in Stephen's system, not even alcohol. Completely ignoring that concrete fact, Allison has decided to try and paint a completely different picture of DJ Twitch than what he himself has put out to the world. And the fact that she keeps contradicting herself every single time tells you where the truth actually stands. Like when just 6 months after his passing, she did an interview saying no one would have seen this coming. Then, the next year, she did another interview saying everybody saw the signs the last year he lived with them. Or, like in that same interview, she said that DJ Twitch was like two different people, and being the happy, dancing man that we all came to know was not his natural state. But back in March of 2020, she told E! News that the Twitch you see on TV is exactly the same in real life. He's not putting on a fake character. It's like she's trying to rewrite DJ Twitch's story, trying to tarnish his legacy of innate, effortless talent, cloaked in joy and effervescent grace, so that she becomes the main character of his story, so that she becomes the one who is celebrated instead.
Not DJ Twitch's widow publicly trying to destroy his legacy, and then in the same interview saying,
"It's not that we can't ever honor him, but we don't have to honor him in front of everyone."
She even did this when they were asked about their romance in an interview with Dan Spirit in August of 2012. Allison tells the story that they met during season 7 of So You Think You Can Dance, and she made the first moves, saying that she made like 10 moves all throughout that season to get Steven to notice her, like brushing up against him or squeezing his behind, but he never noticed. Meanwhile, Steven says that they actually met at a party during season 2, something that Allison doesn't recall, and that when they encountered each other again in season 7, he was checking her out, and actually he was the one who tried to initiate a conversation with her several times during that season. But Allison never responded. She basically wouldn't talk to him. So Twitch thought that she wasn't interested, and her reply to why she didn't respond to him was that she was nervous. So she's too nervous to respond to a simple hi, but not too nervous to grab his butt? Is it just me, or is the math not mathing? And even though she supposedly made all these overt moves, they never connected until after Twitch was the only one from the show to be cast in the movie Step Up 3D. So as he was walking the red carpet while Allison and the rest of the show was on the sidelines, Allison thought Twitch looked hot in his suit and glasses. And after meeting his mother and brother and dancing with Twitch for a little bit, she then told the interviewer that was when she finally made her move. So disregarding the fact that she had supposedly been making moves for months, she revealed that she actually only really made a move once Steven's talents began making room for him and getting him movie roles, which resulted in him getting her number. But according to Twitch, because she had never responded to his moves before, he never called her. So Allison proceeded to get his number and texted him how proud she was of him that night, basically trying to connect herself with that special moment in his life. After that, Allison made stronger moves and made it her mission to find him at the season 7 wrap party, because she knew that would be the last time she saw him if they didn't connect then. And from that point forward, they were inseparable until, according to Allison's new memoir, he panicked the night before he went missing. Which is a strong word to use, because if there are no marital issues, no financial issues, no mental health issues, what would cause him to panic? And if you knew he panicked about something, then why wait over 24 hours to call the police when, according to California, there is no waiting period for reporting a person missing? Instead, after Steven had already been missing for 24 hours, Allison decided to search the house to look for something, and allegedly came upon a note that Steven had printed out from his notes app and signed 2 weeks prior, making a commitment to wean himself from smoking MJ. After finding this note, Allison then went to the police station, reported her husband missing, and after officers followed her home and searched through their belongings and found an empty Pow Pow case, which they started questioning her about, before leaving to look outside the property for clues. So right after being questioned about a missing Pow Pow, Allison, then on the suggestion of friends, called rehab facilities to see if Steven checked himself into rehab for his MJ smoking. And after not receiving any information from various facilities due to privacy laws, she calls the ones closest to their home, where the staff says they couldn't give any information either, but if he was there, would she like to leave a message? Allison said she thought the staff member was possibly confirming Steven was there, and proceeded to leave a message saying that she was proud of him and would stand behind him, but if he didn't want to talk to her, it was okay. She'd be there whenever he was ready to resume contact. So on the basis of Allison allegedly finding a typed and signed letter in Steven's nightstand dated 2 weeks prior, and also what Allison referred to as his panic the night before, these two things made her think that fresh off their beautiful anniversary weekend celebration, that he would check himself into rehab without telling her. And according to the message that she left with the rehab staff, she could understand if he didn't want to speak to her while he was there, and she would be waiting whenever he was ready to resume contact. Why would he check himself into a rehab facility without telling her? And what could have possibly happened the night before that caused him to not only allegedly panic, but also not want to speak with her, or need a period of time before he was ready to resume contact with her? And why rush out to tell the police that she thinks he went to rehab after they started asking her about the missing Pow Pow? Giving police the impression that her husband was a melanated man with substance issues, when according to reports from Daily Mail, it was Allison who might have had an issue with substances, dating back to a September 14, 2018 arrest for public intoxication and disorderly conduct at Salt Lake City International Airport. After flight attendants found her unconscious on the plane and escorted Allison off so she could be treated by paramedics, Allison saw it as a personal attack against her and got angry and began yelling at the staff, which soon called police, who, after they approached Allison, quickly smelled a strong odor of alcohol and observed bloodshot and glossy eyes. When Allison began shouting vulgarities and causing such a disturbance that she had to be surrounded by 6 firemen and policemen, and refusing to answer simple questions before calling her husband and complaining to him about being unfairly treated. Allison's behavior escalated to such a level that police had to remove her from the premises and place handcuffs on her as she resisted arrest and refused to behave in a rational manner and refused to answer questions appropriately, behaving belligerently and turning a routine and simple evaluation by health staff into a volatile and tumultuous incident that caused much public alarm. Now, according to Daily Mail, after Allison was released that day, she was supposed to show up for arraignment 2 weeks later. But she failed to show, and a bench warrant was issued for her arrest. But after 3 years with no activity on the case, the warrant was recalled, and the case against Allison was dismissed on October 20th, 2021. Is anyone else asking where they do that at? So you mean to tell me that not only was there never any media coverage on the Ellen Show DJ Twitch's wife being arrested for public intoxication in 2018, and a warrant being issued for her arrest in October of that same year after she didn't show up to court, which happened to be just a couple of months before the New York Times did an article saying Ellen DeGeneres is not as nice as you think, and when Ellen was releasing her Netflix special Relatable. But then, 3 years later, they actually just dismissed the case, right around the time Ellen's show was entering its final season and Ellen was being dragged in the media for being a mean girl. So all of that was just covered up when the media had every reason to expose it. Meanwhile, a year later, DJ Twitch was gone, and Hollywood put out a narrative that just did not make sense to a lot of people. And during the aftermath, that same wife's questionable behavior was overlooked yet again by mainstream media, even to the point of giving her a platform to try to sacrifice Twitch's legacy so that she can be the one celebrated instead.
When you hear DJ Twitch's wife trying to tear down the legacy she's still standing on.
It's also really important in my healing journey that people start to see me as me without him.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Has Allison finally exposed her true motives with her latest actions? Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.